Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to another top 5, and we're going to relook at the top 5 most overpowered tanks in Blitz. Now, a few of these are probably controversial, and I've missed a few tanks out. I've missed things like the T22 and the Kennyotsu. Now, I've added this tank right here, the WZ121 GFT, because I went to play it, and I was playing a few tanks, and I thought, you know, what one of these can I add to this top 5? I don't want to keep it the same as every year. But, you know, I had to add this. Playing this tank just right at the start there, we managed to block 1400 damage. Like, every person shot us, and we are still full hit points. Now, the reason why this tank is... people probably will disagree about this tank because it's not really spoken about much now. Like, it very rarely comes to sale. Sometimes, obviously, it comes in crates with bundles or other crates that you can get, whatever. But they very rarely sell this tank outright. They've sold it a couple of times for money, and it's been worth about £40, if not more. They've never sold it for gold. And when you get a tank, even in tier 8, that's never been sold for gold, then you kind of know that it is a little bit broken. I don't play this tank much often. I don't play this as often as I should, or as I ought to. But it's a very OP tank. In the correct situation, the armor profile is fantastic. I mean, if you're just sat there still not moving, then yeah, of course you can't expect to bounce. But if you're wiggling your turret, or if you're wiggling your tank side to side, it is such a difficult pen. And mainly everything, the DPM, the speed, the armor profile, that is why I added it as my number 5 of the most overpowered tanks in the game. Now, as I've said, I do one of these videos every year. It was about 10 months ago that I previously did an overpowered video. So that's why we are now doing it again, because a few tanks have actually changed. Coming in at number 4, I've added the M6 Yo. Now, there's really only one reason why I've added this tank, and that is because of that 2-shell autoloader. The 3-shell is still pretty good, which is what we're watching here in this battle, but the 2-shell autoloader to deal 900 plus damage in around 1.7 seconds is absolutely incredible and insane. In the right hand, this tank is extremely powerful, and if you can run 2 of these in a platoon, both using the 2-shell autoloader, you're going to deal 1800 plus up to 2000 damage in 1.7 seconds if you focus fire. Now, that is a lot of damage, a hell of a lot of damage. And of course, if you come up against tanks with no armor and you can both HG them, then yeah, they're going to be disappeared. They are going to be gone within 1.7 seconds. So that is why I've added the Yo, mainly because of that 2-shell autoloader as number 4 in the most overpowered tanks in the game. Coming in at number 3, I have added the Kranvagn. Now, again, this tank is I think is insane. It's an amazing tank, very strong tank. Played correctly, it is one of the most strongest tanks in the game, and mainly that is due because of the auto reloading system on the tank. Now, it is so versatile. You can play this tank as a single shotgun, you could play this tank as an auto loader, or you can play it as an auto reloader, like however you want. You could reload 1 shell if you want, you could reload 2 shells if you want, or you could just reload 3 shells. It's up to you how you play. Obviously, it all depends on the hit points of the enemy team. If there's only, like now, the AMX-30B, he's a 1-shot, there's no point me reloading both 2 or 3 shells. Might as well get rid of him. But I think with the turret as well on this tank, the turret is absolutely crazy on this tank. There's not a lot of tanks that can penetrate the turret, even with premium ammunition. So the tank is strong. In the right hand, it is completely broken, and that is why I have added this tank as number 3. Obviously, you do have the T22 up there as well, and if I was going to add the T22, I would probably add it in the same position as the Kranvagn here at number 3. So well, let's do it as a joint number 3, the Kranvagn and the T22. So moving into number 2, it is a new entry, and it is of course the Annihilator. The Annihilator came in the battle pass, one of the first battle passes, and it hasn't been available since, and in my honest opinion it won't be ever available to buy outright. You may be able to buy it in crates or some kind of event or whatever, but I honestly think Wargaming will never ever add this tank for gold or even possibly money. It will only ever be available in crates, which I previously done a video of. The tank, I mean, what was Wargaming thinking when they released this tank? I have no idea. And what makes it even worse is that I questioned Wargaming before they released this tank. I had the tank on my press account to try it, to play it, to make footage, and straight away that same day it literally took me 1 or 2 battles to message Wargaming and say, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you releasing this tank? It is a better Helsing, and everyone, when the Helsing first come, everyone knew just how OP the Helsing was. Imagine just giving it an extra shell, giving it better accuracy on all 3 shells. It's absolutely insane. So that is number 2. Now, this is, people may think the Annihilator is number 1, but I honestly still think number 1, and it has been number 1 since it's been in the game, is the Smasher. The Smasher is just, you know, it's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid, and how I've actually lost count how many videos I have made about the Smasher. We question Wargaming. Obviously people have put the question to Wargaming. The Smasher is a collectible tank. Why have you not nerfed it? And their response is, not enough people play the tank to make it effective towards the stats and the data. Well, I'm going to challenge that, because the Smasher is one of the most played premium tanks in the game, along with the Annihilator. Now, people are also saying Wargaming will not nerf the Smasher because it will upset a lot of people. Yes, but in Wargaming's words, they are able to nerf collectible tanks. So if people get upset because Wargaming nerf a collectible tank, that is their problem, because when Wargaming introduced the collectible tanks, they actually said on there all collectible tanks can be nerfed. So if it gets nerfed and people that own the tank moan about it and start asking for their money back, etc., that is the them problem. That's a you problem. You knew what you was getting at when you bought the tank. You knew it was a collectible tank and you knew that it could be nerfed. But Wargaming won't nerf the tank because it will upset a lot of people. Well, as it happens, in their own words, not many people play the tank to make it effective to the data. Well, if not many people play the tank, well then why nerf? Why not nerf the tank? Nerfing the tank will make more people happy, because there's more people that don't play the tank than there is that plays the tank. So if they nerf the tank, more people will be happy than unhappy, if you know what I mean. I own the tank. I love the tank. It's enjoyable. It's a meme. I'm still sitting here saying nerf the freaking tank, and that's from someone that plays the Smasher regularly. I always play the Smasher. It is your go-to tank, you know, when you just want to have a little bit of fun, you go and play the Smasher. And I'm still sitting here saying, Wargaming, just nerf the tank. Nerf it. Nerf its accuracy, nerf its heat pen, and everyone, more people will be happy. So that is my top 5, guys. Let me know your top 5 overpowered tanks in the game. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.